Hello everyone and welcome back to another Brave Souls utility guide. Now I know it's been a little bit since I've done one of these and I'm sorry. I've been kind of holding off because I was going to do, my initial plan was going to be to do the second half of year 2 on one video, kind of like I did the first half of year 2 in this video. But the second half of year 2 was supposed to be in one video, but there was a lot more characters than I realized, and there's a lot more to talk about these characters because at this point they started getting good. Either when they came out or when they got resurrected, they started getting good. So there's a bit more to talk about them. Plus, it'll keep the video shorter, which I do want to do because these started getting, pretty long. If you haven't seen one of these videos, the utility guide is basically where I take the characters you see on screen right now and put them under one or more of these categories. It's basically meant to kind of help out new players or returning players to kind of see where certain characters are good at, so they can kind of, focus their resources on those. If you do enjoy this series, do hit like on the video. It'll help me know whether to keep doing it, because it does take a while to set up, but if you guys enjoy it, then it's worth it. But that's it, let's go ahead and get started. So we're starting off with this Rukia. She has a 14% strong attack recharge link and a freeze reduction link, but that's pretty much her only redeeming quality. And I say redeeming, it's redeeming in quotes. There's a lot of other characters that had 14% strong attack recharge that have a good secondary link. Hers is just freeze reduction, useful in some scenarios, but for the most part, just orbs. She's got bombardment on her special, but it's not really enough to, make her usable in anything else. Next we have Riruka. Riruka has a useful link as well, boosted strong attack damage link of 25% and a 16% normal attack damage link, making her a good link for hybrid characters, but she's also a usable character herself. She's got frenzy and decent range on her strong attacks. She's a ranged character, her normal attacks don't pierce, but her normal attacks don't matter because she's a strong attacking character. She does lack the strong attack recharge, but honestly, you can use her in a pinch in PvE and she'll be fine. She can get it done. Plus the weakening helps with the damage as well. So we're going to put her in PvE, though the kind of last end of PvE, just because, she's fine. Okay, next up we have this Renji. If you've heard me talk about this Renji, you kind of know where this is going. He's going to be a link character. He's not really good for much of anything. He's got a really, really good link of 25% normal attack damage and 12% damage reduction. He's really good for a link as in PvP or in link if you're autoing with a character. He's just really good for it since he increases damage and decreases damage taken. So yeah, aside from that, he's got bombardment, which doesn't really help you with anything else. So we're just going to put him in links. He does have a decent normal attack increase on his own, but at this point, that doesn't really mean anything unless it's really, really high or you've got something else pairing with it or you've got flurry. So we're just going to leave him in links. Okay, next up we have Mashiro. Now Mashiro, similar to Renji, also has a damage reduction and normal attack damage link, although hers is flipped. She's got a boosted damage reduction link and a 16% normal attack damage link. So she is a very good link, similar to Renji, for a similar reason, for autoing and PvP. But unlike Renji, she can actually be used in PvE to a point. She doesn't have the best range on her strong attacks, but they do have frenzy. She doesn't have the highest SP, but, doesn't matter at this point, so you can just increase that to as high as you want. She's also got a 30% bruiser and a 16% normal attack damage link, long reach, and fast normal attacks. So honestly, you can use her in PvE if you want to, though she is going to be slow. But she is going to be fun. She's got some redeeming qualities, so we're going to leave her there as well. Okay, next up we have Love here. Now, sadly, Love is just going to go under orbs only. He doesn't have much going for him. He's got some stuff, but he's really a normal attacker who didn't get that high of a bruiser. He's got a 40% bruiser, 20% nat link, fire reduction as a secondary link. He's just not good, sadly. We're just going to leave him under orbs. Okay, next up we have Rose. I get these two names confused. Okay, so Rose, on the other hand, does have paralysis on all of his attacks except for his normal attacks, though strangely enough, they're not debilitating, and they didn't make them debilitating when he got resurrected. They're just kind of there. They don't have the best range, but he does have frenzy. You can use him in a pinch if you absolutely need to, especially with a Narankar killer. If you need to use him on a Senkaimon floor that requires it, he might actually be able to get the job done. Like I said, lacking in range, but the frenzy kind of helps out. He also has a strong attack damage link and a paralysis link, so at least you got the damage for it. So yeah, PvE it is. We're barely PvE. Okay, now we're starting to get into some really good stuff with this Toshiro. This Toshiro is great. Even by today's standards, he still holds up really, really well. He is going to be a link. I'm going to put him under links. It's not the only place I'm going to put him, so chill. Because he is one of the best links you can have in the entire game. He has strong attack damage and strong attack recharge link. Perfect for any PvE character. It also really helps him out He's got debilitating freeze on all of his attacks. They have really good range. I'm actually going to put him in the higher end of PvE here because you can absolutely use him for PvE still, and he holds up well, so I'm going to put him in the higher end here. He's also good for a crowd control. The support crowd control, I had to kind of group them together because I was running out of space. So yeah, he's also pretty good for crowd control because his strong attack 2 is a vortex move that can inflict freeze, so it's actually really good for crowd control. Just to either gather enemies and keep them in one place and freeze them. Also really good for... There we go. Also really good for bosses because of this reason. You can keep a boss trapped, freeze them, run away from them before they use their special, and then go about that rate. He also has a really high SP, Frenzy. Honestly, just a really good character. So we're gonna leave him. We're gonna leave him in versus bosses as well. Honestly, he's kind of winning right now. He's winning the video. Okay, next up we have Kenny. Like I said, we're starting to get into some really, really good stuff. Kenpachi got a decent resurrection as well. For the longest time, this guy was like on top of PvP. He was the best PvP character you can have. Now, he's honestly still good in PvP. Obviously, he's not the best. There are so many other better characters. But if you're just starting out the game, he can get you far into PvP. He can get you pretty decent. He can be a pretty decent character to have. Up to a point. Obviously, he's no match for the current characters that are the meta, but he's still good. Bruiser at 20% flurry, so he's got the extra increase on damage there. Damage reduction is soul trait, last stage survival soul trait, so he comes back. Well, there's an 80% chance he comes back after he gets taken down. We're also going to put him in links because he's a very, very good link. We're also going to put him in auto because while he does have a captain killer, or is it an espada? No, he's getting a espada killer. While he does have an espada killer, which isn't ideal, he can still auto stuff pretty well just because he does take less damage. He deals a decent amount of damage. He's got a boost move for his strong attack too. He's got poise, so he can't be interrupted. He's got long reach, and he's got an 80% chance to come back after he's taken down. So we're going to leave him in auto as well because if you need to, you can use him, though be advised he's going to be a bit slow because of his killer. I'm also going to put him under bosses because of that damage reduction and almost guaranteed revive. You can actually use him against bosses, especially if they're a spot up because he's going to deal more damage. Even though he does have a boost move, I'm not going to put him under support because it doesn't have enhancers, so that boost move only really helps him out for 10 seconds. So yeah, that's probably as far as I'm going to take him. Okay, Ikkaku, the other character to come out with these two. Unlike these two, he sucks. We're going to put him in orbs. He's not good for anything. Don't use him. He's the worst character ever. I hate him. I have a history with this guy. Every single 5-star ticket is this guy, and all he has was bombardment. He's got a decent attack stat, but his normal tech takes forever. Anyway, we're not going to talk about him anymore. He sucks. All right. Nanao. I love Nanao. Nanao is just so Nanao. Okay, so this Nanao, while I do like her, is not that good. They did try really hard to improve her when she got resurrected. She does have bombardment though, so there's only so far they could have taken her. I mean, they could have given her frenzy, but they didn't. They gave her a ridiculous 70% berserker instead of giving her frenzy. They should have just given her frenzy. She has a crazy special. It inflicts weakening, and she has bombardment, and it inflicts paralysis, but it's just, she's not good. They should have just given her frenzy. I guess with enough SP, she might be able to deal some decent damage with her strong attacks because of that 70% berserker, but you're better off using anybody else with frenzy, honestly. So we're just going to keep her in orbs. Okay, next up we have Nemu. This Nemu actually got really improved when she got resurrected. She had I think Bruiser at 30% and Berserker at 20%, and she kept that Berserker at 20%, and they gave her frenzy. So she actually got improved quite a bit. She's going to be up here next to Toshiro. You can actually use her in PvE now, and she's fine. Does have less range than some of the newer characters, but still decent range for an older character. Plus, she's got Havoc, so that definitely helps. Her special also heals and does damage and inflicts paralysis. I'm not going to put her under support for that because it's just her special. You can't spam this. But she is a really good link because her secondary link was a strong attack recharge link, and her primary link was complete immunity to poison. So she's honestly... she's just a good character, even by today's standards. Yeah, use her. Maybe skip her special though, not safe for work. Okay, Yachiru. So this Yachiru is actually a very interesting character. She's a very good hybrid character because she's got a higher attack than SP by almost 100 points. She's also got Bruiser at 40% and a normal attack damage link, bringing it up to 60%. And she's also got Havoc and Frenzy and Long Reach. Honestly, She's an interesting character. I am going to put her under PvE because you can technically use her under PvE, but be warned, her range is not good. Her range for her strong attacks, while she does have Havoc, is okay. It's not great. The biggest problem with her strong attacks is that 2 of them are kind of slow to activate, so she's going to be a bit slower character, but you can actually get the job done with her, and she's a pretty good hybrid character, so we're going to leave her under PvE. So yeah. Keep in mind the characters on the right side of the PvE here are kind of characters that you can get the job done, but it's going to take a little longer. The characters on the left are the ones that are a bit more, you know, they can get stuff done a little bit easier and better. So just kind of keep that in mind. If I put something on the right side or on the lower end on these top ones, that's what that means. Okay, Yukio. I don't like this guy. He does have Frenzy. He has interesting range on his strong attacks. I wouldn't call them good. It's going to be the first Frenzy character or character with Frenzy that I'm going to actually put under Orbs. He's not a good character. He has a weakened reduction soul trait and a strong attack damage of 16%. His strong attacks ranges are kind of all over the place. He does have Berserker and Frenzy. I guess you can probably use them, but honestly, you're better off using any of the characters on the right side of PvE here. He's just not that good. So yeah, that's where we're going to leave him. Next we have Byakuya. I love this character's design. I love the character himself. Unfortunately, he's not good. They couldn't decide whether they want to make him a normal attacking character or a strong attacking character, so rather than do both, they decided to do neither. He's got Bruiser at 60%, which is impressive considering he's got a normal attack damage link of 16% and a boosted strong attack damage link of 25% to go with that 40% Berserker. But unfortunately, you can't really use him either way. I mean, you can kind of use him. He's kind of okay, but he's a lot slower than a lot of other characters. He's better off as a Link, a really good hybrid Link, but a Link nonetheless. Unless you really boost his stats, which I have done, to use him, he's just not usable. So Links only. Okay, Tsukushima, the best healer for the longest time. I absolutely love this guy. Unfortunately, they didn't give him Frenzy until he got resurrected, so he does have it now. But he also has a Captain Killer, which really holds him back. He's still a really good character. He can get stuff done. I'm going to put him under support because he does have a heal move strong attack too, which even though he doesn't have medic, he's actually a group healer, so that's, you know, that works out well. He's also really good for bosses because, like I said, you're going up against captains, and he can heal himself, which is really nice. He also has Frenzy now, like I said. Bruiser at 40%. His link is a full stamina damage link of 20%, the first character to ever have that. And his secondary link is the ability to recover stamina or recover HP between quests, letting that extra 20% be more viable and more frequent. So he's also going to be a really good link. Pretty good for damage in terms of link. And I'm also going to put him under PvE because his range is actually pretty good. In fact, I'm going to put him over here. His range is actually pretty good. I wouldn't use him if the killer is multiplied by a lot, because that quest is going to be hard and he doesn't have a good killer to be multiplied. But under regular PvE, if you're just doing something and the killer is only multiplied by, like, I don't know, 3 or nothing, then yeah, you can hold up under PvE. We're going to put him over here because of this killer, sadly. I really like this character, but yeah, that killer, oof. Also, he can inflict weakening on his special and his strong attack one, which, yay. Okay. Next up, we have this White Day Byakuya. I really like this Byakuya. I liked him when he first came out, even though he didn't have Frenzy, but when he got resurrected, he did. His strong attacks have decent range. He's got debilitating paralysis on everything. Oh, no, never mind. He doesn't. He's got debilitating paralysis on just his special. I don't know why I thought it was everything. Either way, Havoc at 20, Long Reach, Frenzy, Strong Attack Recharge, and Paralysis immunity for his special. Honestly, he holds up. He holds up well. I'm going to put him under... I'm going to start running out of room here. Yeah, I'm going to have to make this smaller. We're starting to get into some good characters here. Obviously not great. He does suffer in range and damage because he doesn't have Berserker. But Frenzy, honestly, he's just a solid character. You can still use him. Same with this Ukiura. He also has Frenzy. He has a damage reduction soul trait, though, which is very weird for a Frenzy character or a character with a high SP in Frenzy. Not unheard of, though. There are some other characters that have this. He's also a healer, but fun fact, he's one of the only healers in the entire game, if not the only healer at this point after Resurrection, who doesn't heal the entire party. He only heals himself, so I can't really put him under support. I could put him under bosses because he can heal himself, but I can't put him under support because he can't heal the team, which is just crazy to me. But yeah, honestly, that's probably that and PvE. You can get away with using him in PvE. He's a bit slower because you're not going to have access to that... oh man, I'm running out of room here. You're not gonna have access to the strong attack 2 as frequently as you do the other ones, just because one, he doesn't have a wow, so tiny. One, he doesn't have a sorry, gonna have to make him tiny-fied. He doesn't have a strong attack recharge link by himself, and two, that strong attack 2 comes back after 30 seconds without any help. So he's good, but a bit slow. Okay, Asane. We don't talk about Asane. Good special, not much of anything else. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. Her link is actually quite impressive. She's got a boosted 25% stamina recovery link and a full stamina damage link of 16%. So for extra damage, especially for a character who has that, she's actually pretty good. Aside from that, though, not much of anything else. Just a good link. Good special, but not enough to help her. Okay, Tetsuzaimon. Tetsuzaimon is fun. Tetsuzaimon has decent range on his strong attacks. He's also got Frenzy. Not the best link in the entire game. An interesting one. Damage reduction at 12% and stamina up at 320. Not percent, just 320. He does have Bruiser at 40%, Havoc at 20%, and like I said, Frenzy. Honestly, he's a good PvE character. A bit slow because of the range and the lack of Berserker, but you can use him. You can use him as a character. Man, I'm gonna have to make more room, rethink how I do this part. Okay, Izuru. So Izuru, similar to Renji, actually has the exact same soul trait. He's got a boosted normal attack damage link of 25% and damage reduction at 12%, making him an exceptional link. He also got resurrected and got a 60% bruiser. So his normal attack goes up by 85% on his own, which I believe Renji does as well. But the thing he has over Renji is that he can inflict debilitating slow on all of his attacks except for strong attack 1. His attacks also have decent range, and his strong attack 2 is a vortex move that has a bit higher chance of inflicting the slow. So we're going to put him under here as well. I am going to go nuts with how many... We're going to have to shrink this up or something. Yeah, so we're also going to put him under PvE. Not PvE, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put him under PvE. I meant to put him under auto. So let's just supersize him again. You can actually auto with him a little bit better than you can with some of the other characters. It's still not the best. We're going to put him at the end here just because he doesn't have a really high... He doesn't have Flurry, but an 85% increase on his own, reduction on damage, and slow on attacks. Kind of helps him out a little bit. So we're going to put him under auto. And I guess PvE he can kind of do, but auto kind of goes with PvE, so we're going to leave that by itself. Okay, final 3. Let's go ahead and get this Uryu out of the way. I'm going to cut in line here for a second. Uryu is such a disappointment. I don't like this character. His normal attack doesn't pierce. He only fires 3 attacks per attack. He's only got a 60% bruiser and a 25% normal attack damage link similar to Izuru, which I guess it's fine, but his normal attacks don't pierce and they are slow. He's not a good character, though he does have a really good link similar to Izuru of 25% NAD link and 12% damage reduction. So I'm going to put him under links, but that's it. He's just no. He's just a big giant no. Okay, Ichigo. Everybody loves his Ichigo, and for good reason. Really, really good range, especially from when he first came out. Lunge Boost Strong Attack 1. I think it's a Beam Shot Strong Attack 2, which was very rare. And a Full Screen Strong Attack 3. He's got a really good link of Strong Attack Damage and Strong Attack Recharge. One of the best links in the game, similar to Toshiro. One of the best PvE characters on this list. I'm going to... screw this. We're at the end of the video. We're just going to leave him like that. He's a really, really good character for PvE, even by today's standards. Honestly, I'm also going to say, if you don't have many other options, you can also use him as a Guild Quest character. He's got a Hollow Killer, and he's got really good range on attacks and really good damage. He also has Berserker at 20%, a really fast normal attack, long reach, and 40% bruiser. You can actually use him as a normal attacker if you want. I actually have a video on that. But yeah, you can actually use him as a Guild Quest character. He's... Again, not gonna be as good as some other characters, but if you're just starting out and you have this character, you can get away with using him against hollows, and he's actually pretty good at clearing stuff fast because of his attacks and their range and their speed. Honestly, it's just really good. So I think that's all he falls under. I guess you can use him in arena, though I'm not really. I'm gonna save arena for just arena characters, even though he can probably get away with it. You have a lot of other options for arena, so we're not going to even touch that. But yeah, that's honestly, Ichigo's really, really good even by today's standards. And then finally, there's Kugo Ginjo. Now, what can I say about this character? I went from hating him to loving him. I hated him for the longest time because he was not good. He was awful. He only had a 20% bruiser and 20% berserker, and that's it. The only other damage he can do was he had a low stamina damage link of 30%. But you had to be low stamina to get even a little bit better at your, with your attacks. Which was a shame because he had really good range on his strong attacks. When he got resurrected, though, he just got so much better. Just Frenzy. It's crazy what Frenzy and a strong tech recharge link can do for you. It's crazy what it did for him. It makes him one of the best resurrected characters with really high damage potential with Berserker and Bruiser at 20% and that low stamina damage link with that Frenzy. Havoc at 20, long reach still applies. Really, really good range on strong attacks despite not having a full screen. He's going to be right here next to Ichigo because they are both really good for PvE now. He's also a decent link. I'm not going to put him under links just because low stamina damage is... I don't like it, personally. I don't like low stamina damage unless it's in Senkaimon. But PvE, he's just a really good character. And I guess I'm going to put him under Guild Quest as well. He doesn't have the range of some of the others, but he does have the damage. So he can actually deal even some more damage than some of the other characters you'll see in like later years. So we're going to put him under Guild Quest as well. But with that said, that's the video. Hopefully it didn't go very, very long. The goal was to try to cut this down so it wouldn't be as long as some of the others, but I think I went longer than the other one. So that's my bad. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do hit the like button so I can continue doing this. So I know that you guys want me to continue doing this, I should say. I'm able to do it anyway. But yeah, so just so I know that you guys are enjoying it. I might have to rethink of how I do the PvE slot just because there's not a lot of room there. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.